guys, welcome back to the channel. What have I just been up to? Well, I've just been to the pub for a pub lunch with Jackie and baby Lily. It's Jackie's birthday tomorrow, a pre-birthday treat. Lots in store for her tomorrow. I've got to pop out and get her a present. I've just been and got her a card. Yes, I am a man, and everything is last minute. I've just been putting a couple of branches in the albino black rat snakes enclosure right up high. That really increases the usable area in its enclosure, and it makes it go right up under the lights and bask if it really wants to. So a little bit of sort of just extra maintenance. Oh, something else I'm going to show you. I'm going to spin you around. Hold on. So that is a infertile egg from the yellowtail crebo, and she's just dumped it in the vivarium. Now the last 2 years she's just laid her eggs properly in a lay box, laid clutches of eggs. Last year they were all infertile. The year before they were all fertile. So I don't know what she's playing at this year, but it isn't uncommon for snakes to sort of drop an infertile egg here and there around their enclosure before they get on and lay their main clutch. So fingers crossed, but we'll just see, I think. What else has happened? Well, I've had a really great weekend. Easter Sunday and Monday, open at Icarus Falconry at Holdenby. We were rammed on the Sunday. The Sunday, the weather was just, it was perfect. Exactly what you want. The footfall, the flow through the gates, absolutely insane. I didn't have my stepometer thing on my phone. I've took the app off, but 30 to 35,000 steps without a doubt. I just didn't stop moving, walking back to force all day. Jackie probably couldn't get off the tortoises. The tortoises were out roaming. The weather was lovely, and they are a massive attractant. People love tortoises. What else? I need a ventolin. What else? Oh, Bob the chainsaw carver was there. He had a good day. But the flip side was on a Monday, we got soaked through before we set up, had to change clothes, and so on and so forth. But I'll tell you more about that further in the vlog. Something I really want to talk about and ask you about is, this vlog was set up to share the stuff I do for fun, and probably more so with the falconry, share the knowledge I've got with people less knowledgeable, so they can kind of learn for free, hopefully to help them and their birds. So that was the point of it, and just to share the stuff I do outside with nature. After the sort of initial few weeks and months, I settled down on the channel to the three sort of main ethoses. So every week I put out 3 videos, almost without fail. A vlog about what I'm doing, yeah, and about having asthma. A video about reptile keeping or reptiles in the wild, and a video about falconry. And I've maintained that now for nearly 18 months. And I always said, I'll give it 3. I like any project, you give it 3 years. Any business, anything, you've got to give it at least 3 years to find its feet and see if it's viable. So I've always filmed it on the phone, and I've always said, if it makes any money, and that's how YouTube works, because if you watch the adverts that come on amongst the channel, if you watch them all, 15% of people watching a video watch enough of the adverts to make them payable. So that's the sort of, that's my research. So it's 15% of you guys watching my videos will watch enough of the adverts to mean the adverts will pay for advertising. And it's something like a penny maybe that will go from each advert to the channel. So to give you some idea, nearly 18 months in, 1,500 subscribers as I video this. And I'll show you what I think, 100 quid, but I'll show you, it's just come on screen. The first payment is payable into the bank. Yeah, 3 videos a week for 18 months, 100 quid in. But bear in mind, it takes about a year before any money comes in. Now, I'm not doing this for money, but what I've always said was, if money comes in from the channel, we can invest in the channel. So it's always been on the phone. Last year, the plan was to buy a drone for about 750 quid to film some high quality shots, decent drone. And that was going to be from actually the sale of some of the snakes I breed. But last year was a terrible year for snake breeding. No one wanted to buy snakes because no one wanted to add to their electricity costs. So I've not funded a drone. The channel's way off. And another thing, it's a decent camera, especially actually for filming indoors with the reptiles, to allow for the light and get a really crisp image, and certainly some of the close-ups. So that's where we are with the channel. Loads of you watch the channel, but please subscribe if you like any of the channel. If you like anything, just click on subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't give me anything, but what it does do, it makes YouTube share the channel more widely amongst YouTube to other like-minded people. Help me grow the channel, and hopefully we can kind of earn a little bit every month, put that to one side, ping it into the bank when there's enough there, and invest in something to make this channel better. And at the moment, that's something. I'm not interested in you guys helping me make money to buy animals. I've got more than enough animals, and I'm capable of buying and exchanging my own animals and birds, no problem there. But kit, I can't afford to spend the best part of £1,000 out of my pocket. No way in the world to make these videos better. But I'm more than happy to invest the money this channel makes back into itself. So please share the channel with other like-minded friends. Put it on your social media. If there's anything you like, help me to grow the channel. Just be part of this little mini community here. There's 1,500 of you that have subscribed, and I know there's plenty more of you that watch regularly that don't subscribe. So really, I'm just asking you, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe, drop a comment, like the videos. But I probably think the biggest help would be, if there's any videos you like, copy the link, share it on your socials. Just help it grow, be part of it, and I'd really appreciate that. And I'll keep you informed, but enjoy the vlog for now. We're out pond dipping with Lily, and just look at this. Spring has sprung, frosty this morning, but a proper spring day at last. Butterflies everywhere by the woodside. Get yourselves and your kids and your grandkids outside. Get outside. Gosh, it's so much better for your brains than on a screen. When you've watched the vlog, get outside and get those kids outside. It's all there to explore. Newts in the ponds, butterflies fluttering about. Get outside and look at it. It's not going to last forever, and neither are you. Enjoy, and enjoy the rest of the video. So this pond was full of toads once, and they seem to have dwindled out over the last few years. Last year, didn't really see many at all. And this year, I think there should be some in there. My toads are spawning, but no sign. A couple of smooth newts, and a snail. It's a smooth newt, look. Just trying to find some pond snails for one of our aquariums with the sticklebacks in, just to make it a little bit more natural looking. Look at Lily. He's loving it. Plop. Doesn't look very successful though. What have you got, Lily? You got a little newt, didn't you, Lily? Oh, just for a male. There's a female. Look at that. There we go. Oh, it's gone. Wow. You let him go. You let him go. You let him go. So this is the hawthorn. Comes into leaf before it blossoms. This is your May blossom, because it usually blossoms in May. Not to be confused with the blackthorn and the sloes, which is the one that's blossoming now, and you've just seen lots and lots of this blossom. The earlier blossom in the countryside, and that will leaf up after it's blossomed. So the blackthorn is blossoming now. Hold on, we just had an error. The blackthorn is blossoming now. Hello. The May blossom is the hawthorn, which is coming into leaf first. Look at these beauties. So they're celandines, they're not buttercups. Bright and early. Bright and early. Spring flower. Always brighten up the woodland floor, as of course do the beautiful primroses. There's just something so very like English woodland about the primrose. So why do I bang on and go to you guys, get your kids out and get your grandkids out? We're walking in the woods. It's not in some remote part of the world. It's on the edge of a village, quite a very large village. It's got lots of road links to it. It's just not at all remote. You can hear the traffic on the M1 motorway cutting past, and yet this is like the first proper day of spring almost. You know, glorious. We've seen lizards, we've seen lots of butterflies, We brought Lily, our little granddaughter, out for a little walk around, do some pond dipping. Not seen any other one with any children, seen a couple of runners. And this is the thing, you can't get them out. Because if you're going to, looking for lizards, if you're going to say, oh, I can't get them off their game stations, well, you're their parent or their grandparent. You can do whatever you like, they're children. You don't have to be their best friend, you have to be their parent. The scourge of the world is that if you're as old as me and you remember the film The Matrix, society, we are willingly plugging ourselves in. No different. We're not experiencing anything for real. We're not taking our children out to experience real life. We're just plugging into the Matrix, entertainment in your mind, but none of it real. And I find it incredibly sad that literally it's Jackie, myself and little Lily walking around the woods on a beautiful afternoon in the school holidays at Easter. How sad is that? Breaks my heart. Don't let your kids suffer that fate, the fate of the masses. We was looking at Salty Forest. Now we've come to somewhere that I spent most of my childhood. I was talking to Paul Stevenson today about this place. So that was a mill house, literally just there. It was the old mill house and the old mill wheels. And this is Duston Mill, where me and my mates spent our childhood fishing. Used to be old willows there, leaning right over the water, full of chub. And another generation here, hopefully another generation of fishermen and fisherwomen. So Paul said to me today, God, Duston Mill, Dave, it was so huge when we were kids. It looked really little, and considering it's more or less in flood, as high as it's going to get, it's amazing. But usually in the summer the water level's so shallow, none of this brickwork was here, and the fish that used to come out of this little mill pool, weir pool, you wouldn't believe. Perch, chub, carp, roach, weird things like the lovely little spined loach, pike of course. But it's definitely a lot shallower nowadays, apart from right now at this time of year. Do you know what? Despite it all being built up with Sixfields football stadium, man-made trash like this instead of a lovely stone mill house, it's still got something about it that makes me want to fish around in there. And up here, we used to climb over the fence in here, and in those little gunnels in that sort of reinforced side, we'd put our nets in there, catch all kinds of fish. And up there by the little flow, we'd get big bream, would you believe, carp, pike, tench, believe it or not, chub, with our landing nets just netting up against the sides of the walls there. And of course, brown trout. Now this ditch used to have water scorpions in here, all kinds of weird and wonderful creatures, but look at it now, a little bit too overgrown. So the European glass lizards, all of them, are out of hibernation, brumation. They've been warming up gradually for a week, and now we're going to warm them up some more and get these guys feeding and back into condition. Really want them outdoors this summer, fingers crossed. So there they are, strange looking beasties, still quite cool. I'm going to warm up even more now and get active and feed. Not unlike a giant slow worm so much as they're a legless reptile, but they're a lizard, not a snake. Excuse the sound of the mower. But anyway, these guys are on display to the public now, and I'm really pleased that they've actually, I don't know what that was up to, but no, I'm going to say another year before these guys are ready to breed, maybe 2. There they are, they're out and about, sunning themselves under the artificial lighting, and one day to be sunning themselves under the sunshine. Looking okay. Really, really nice snakes. So glad to see them out. I'm probably scaring them away now. Quite a shy species, even when they're being nippy. Well, yesterday, bank holiday Sunday, Easter, couldn't have asked for better. Couldn't have asked for better weather. Couldn't ask for a better turnout from the public. It was just so nice to see so many people, do you know what, bringing their kids out as well, just playing in England, in the gardens of the house, enjoying the animals. Jackie made a cornhole throwing game. Gosh, that was busy all day long. Jackie couldn't actually get away from the tortoises area because the tortoise paddock, absolutely enthralled all day long. People crowding her all day long. Irritating and calling them turtles. Shows the Americanisms that we've adopted now in English language, because we've got mainstream sort of television rather than the English channels, 3 or 4 channels of the olden days. But yeah, just packed with people having a really nice time. Bank holiday Monday, and my goodness me, we've got bank holiday Monday weather. It's 9 o'clock. It's raining. It's been raining most of the night. It's 50% chance of rain most of the day. So a very different day today. I'll report back later in the vlog how it went. But when you've seen the whole place and the whole grounds packed with people just enjoying the wildlife, the animals, the flying displays went superbly. The birds were faultless. I think the two for me were Joe's lugger falcon. She told people a bit about the lugger and you know why we need to get on board with lugger, Project Lugger, help out. Yeah, People think lugger falcons are slow and a bit of a beginner's bird of falconry. My goodness me, there wasn't even a breeze and that thing was going up high and powering down to the lure. It wasn't even folded up, it was flying all the way. Very, very fast. Gave people a spectacle to see how fast falcons really are. It really did itself proud. And Wurzel, who the day before just flew off the glove and sat on a tree because there was no wind or anything, and I thought, you're going to be rubbish this weekend. Weirdly, the weather turned later in the day, just a bit, clouded over a little bit, and we got a bit of a breeze, and his slot was at 3 o'clock. Did himself proud. So the lugger falcon literally opened our flying displays of the day. Dynamite. And Wurzel ended our flying displays of the day and put on a spectacular show, spiralling down and across the tops of the audience to the glove at the end. A really good soaring display. So yeah, really good day, but I'm going to report back on what this brings us. We have had torrential downpours, hurricane-like winds. Our birds flew brilliantly. The bald eagle, the lugger falcon, and the black kite. Wow, superstars in this wind. I'd probably say Bob the woodcutter, Bob the chainsaw carver, and everyone else's gazebos probably flew even better than the eagle, and they did all disappear. Terrific weather. Thankfully, still a good crowd of people turned out.
Men and women, don't get it the wrong way. And obviously you work out and you do a bit of running. The rest of you